Hello everyone, it's Data for you here, and today on our Anthem lore, we are going to be talking about the next evolutionary form of the Scar faction, or members of the Scar faction. If you haven't watched my coverage on this faction already, then I suggest that you do because it serves as a precursor to understanding more about these hive-like creatures in the world of Anthem. The Scar's evolutionary state is not just the physical or the mental appearance, or just mimicking humans. I talked about how this faction could somehow infiltrate human bases, such as Fort Tarsus, if they evolve to a much higher state. The Escari is one of those things, and this is also something that can be seen as one of the evolutionary branches or the process of the Scar factions. Just like certain organisms, the Scar can bunch up together to create something different or something new. They can even bond up to create shapes or structures that mimic common objects found in Bastion. They can make a tent, a javelin, or an animal that we haven't seen before, or anything that is even closer to it. The Library of Tarsus described the Escari as a sentient manifestation of a Scar swarm. It is said, once a swarm has reached a critical mass through consumption, which I believe is through either eating or merging together, but once they do that, they can spawn an Escari, which is an advanced Scar capable of speech and intelligent thought. That is a very big thing. This is why the Luminary encounter will feel different to the usual enforcers or other Scars that you encounter in this world. You will often hear the Luminary speak to you while you fight it. It will chant different things and relay orders to its hive. The entry even further described the Escari as a Scar with unique thoughts and ambition. They are believed to be the ones leading the Scar power struggle. So, for Escaris, they will be eager to learn their enemies and even augment themselves to become formidable fighters. Enemies like this are often more armored and have only few weak points, and if you even look at some of the other enforcers as well, you will notice that they only have few weak points as well. So here we are looking at a sentient life form capable of evolution, not just biologically, but also technologically and physiologically. The Dominion are a major threat to this world right now, as far as most of us know, but the Scar could somehow or someday surpass them in numbers, in overwhelming force, and in their technology. The first encounter with the Escari tier of Scar was an attack on farmers a few years ago. The Escaris became mighty generals and coordinated attacks that burnt down the fields around Fort Tarsus, and this is how the Sentinels came across them. Fighting them can be easy, but due to their hive or insect-like nature, they are nearly impossible to eradicate. They multiply very quickly, and I believe they also lay eggs and mature in a cocoon as well. They live in hidden caves and underground, which also makes it hard to find them. They capture humans to learn from them and obviously eat them later on. The Scar, in fact, are more dangerous than other factions that we know of in this world. As told in an earlier coverage of the faction, the Scar follow the Shapers to this world. They are drawn by the frequency and the power of the Anthem, and that energy is essential for their development and their own evolution, their immortality, if one would say. One of the Sentinel records said, "I expected those Scars. Who doesn't nowadays? I wasn't expecting them to be organized though. It was an ambush. They were climbing all over our strider. On the ridge, just ahead of us. Was this a different kind of bug? Watching, shouting orders. Escari, I think, and I don't know how many." This is something that also explains the mentality and the way they fight. Unlike the regular Scars who just move in a slow pace or just run towards enemies, the Escaris are somewhat strategic in the way they position themselves in battle, and they are also the ones coordinating and directing the battle. So when freelancers encounter a group of Scars, they're a lot much easier to kill if there is no Escari around them. Now, With the failure of the freelancers at the Heart of Rage, the Scars have now expanded drastically and have taken over the mines, areas around the Black Shore, the gate to Iliost. They have even clogged up the water system and made travels a lot harder. While the freelancers only work as mercenaries for hire, there are also other groups and merchants who travel from fort to fort and from base to base. Members of the exiled or disbanded royal families still send messages to trusted affiliates, and the Scar domination of zones make this a lot harder to do. Edgar Sai even said, "I can't help but feel like the Scars are winning." And that is one of the things that can be noticed when you examine this world itself. And though we know about the basic forms and the hierarchy of the Scar faction, there is still more to be learned. We still have little to no knowledge about other tiers of the Scar, or the prime insect, the queen of the Scars itself. But until then, I hope you enjoyed the speeds in this lore, and don't forget to check out the basic lore of the Scar faction itself. Expect more lore on Anthem, and until that time, it's DS signing out. I'll see you guys in the next one.